أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم SILAH 2020 plans CSS 20 weeks, PMS 20 weeks, Judiciary 20 weeks, M English 20 weeks, IELTS 10 weeks, Creative Writing 10 weeks, Life Skills A1 4 weeks, English MDCAT 20 days, Interview 20 days, Day-to-day English Conversation 100 hours, OA levels 16 weeks, Skill to read the Holy Quran 100 days, Translation of the Holy Quran 30 weeks. English Conversation Part 10. Young scholars, we are going to have another English conversation session, and I believe that you will participate very actively and smartly. Should I expect?
Yes, sir.
Should I expect?
Yes, sir.
Excellent, better now. I teach English from 2:15 to 3 p.m. What do I do from 2:15 to 3 p.m.?
You teach English?
I teach English now. What am I doing now?
You are teaching English.
Excellent. When did I start it?
You started it at 2:15.
Excellent. No. Since when have I been teaching English?
You have been teaching English since 2:15.
Excellent. How long have I been teaching English for?
You have been teaching English for 16 minutes.
Excellent. How can you say that?
Because you start it on 2:15.
Okay. And
And it's 2:34. 15 minutes.
particular minutes. Ready?
Yes.
I teach the CSS aspirants from 3 to 3:45 p.m. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
You people are with me?
Yes, sir.
What do I do from 3 to 3:45 p.m.?
You teach CSS aspirants.
Excellent. Now, at 3:15 p.m. today, what will I be doing?
You will be teaching CSS.
Excellent. Now, since when?
You will have been teaching CSS aspirants since 3 p.m.
Excellent. Now, for how long?
You will have been teaching CSS aspirants for 16 minutes.
Excellent. These were the lessons which we discussed yesterday and day before yesterday. Ready?
Yes, sir.
What's the time now? It's 2:36 p.m. now. At this time yesterday, what was I doing?
You were teaching.
This is format number 5. This is format number 5. Who and I was, we were, you were, they were, what? They were. And then the students were, the teachers were, my parents were, Wafa and Tahreem were. Ready?
Yes, sir.
She was. He was. Everybody was. Some people were. Someone was. Excellent. Most of the people were. Clear? Every human being was. Excellent. And then there's V4. And whenever there's a V1, V3, V4, after that there are phrases. What phrase, whom phrase, where phrase, when phrase, and so on. Who was or were, then there is V4, and after that there are 13 phrases. This is format number 5. What is clear?
Yes.
And 5 shall be discussed with 9. We discussed 4 with 7, 6 with 9, and 5 with 4. Yesterday at 3:15 p.m. what was I doing?
You were teaching English.
Excellent. This rickshaw driver, the time the rickshaw reached over here in front of this door, at that time, what was I doing?
You were writing.
I was writing on the writing board. I was holding the marker in my right hand. No, I was talking to Fatima. I was explaining format number 5. Right or wrong?
Right.
Before I move forward, it's better to practice this format number 5. Before we start discussion on format number 8. You came from your court?
Yes.
You came from your home?
Yes, sir.
You from university? When you left your chamber, who was over there?
Mr. Abdurrahim was
Excellent. When you left the chamber, Mr. Abdur Rahim was there. What was he doing?
He was discussing next election with Mr. Hamdani.
He was discussing the next election. He was sitting in the chair. The moment I left my home, at that time my wife was there in the kitchen. She was, who? My wife. She was making what? A cup of tea. For whom? For my mother. Fonts clear?
Yes.
No, please.
When I left university,
Mr. Aram Hussain was there in the parking area and he was kicking his bike. He was starting his bike. He was inserting the key into ignition. What does he say?
He says that when he left the university, Mr. Aram was there in the parking area and he was starting the bike.
And at that time he was starting the bike. Fonts clear?
Yes.
When I left my home, my maid was in the laundry and she was washing clothes.
Excellent. What does she say?
She says that when she left her home and her maid was there in the laundry and she was washing the clothes.
And at that time she was doing laundry. She was washing clothes. Please. What does she say? She says that when she left the college, her friend was there in the classroom and at that time she was reading the novel.
When I left my home, my mother was there in the kitchen and she was making lunch for my younger brother.
Excellent. How logical that is. Gee, what does he say?
When I left my home, my sister was there in the bedroom. At that time, she was offering the Zohar prayer.
Excellent. When you left your home, your sister was there in the prayer area and at that time, and over there, she was offering the Zohar prayer. Ji beta. Excellent. Thank you. This morning at 8 a.m. this morning, what were you doing?
I was preparing breakfast.
You were preparing breakfast. Breakfast. What does she say? She says that she was preparing the breakfast at 8 a.m. this morning. This point's clear?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
When did you start this preparation?
I started this preparation at 7 a.m.
Excellent. You started preparing the breakfast at 7 a.m. Ji.
She says that she started to prepare the breakfast at 7 a.m.
Excellent. She says that she started preparing the breakfast at 7 a.m. this morning. You are with me?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Which session is this? English conversation. So it's we to converse. Since when? I'm moving forward. I am moving forward. Since when had you been preparing the breakfast? Ji.
I have been
Excellent. No, I had been
preparing the breakfast
I had been preparing what? The breakfast. Okay.
since 7 a.m.
Excellent. Since 7 a.m. How can we say that? Because she started preparing the breakfast at 7. She had been preparing the breakfast since 7. Clear? At what time? At 8 a.m. How long had you been preparing the breakfast for?
I have been preparing the breakfast
For 1 hour and 1 minute. How long had you been preparing the breakfast for?
I have been preparing the breakfast for 1 hour and 1 minute.
This is format number format number 8. Once clear?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
I am moving forward.
Yes.
Did someone call you this morning?
Yes,
Excellent. Who called you?
my father called me.
Excellent. Jay,
He says that his father called him.
this morning. He says that his father called him this morning. What was the time?
was 12:15 p.m.
Excellent. It was 12:15 p.m. He says that his father called him at 12:15 p.m. today. At that time, the time of the call, what were you doing?
I was doing nothing.
You were doing nothing. Excellent, beta. Please.
He says that he was doing nothing at 12:15 p.m. today.
Excellent. You were doing nothing at 12:15 p.m. Clear? You were doing nothing. Since when?
I had been doing nothing since 12 p.m.
I love you, my son. It means that before 12 you were doing something. Clear? You were reading, you were watching TV, you were talking to your brother, you were missing someone, you were having chat, whatever that is. Clear? And you left each and everything as it was 12. Points clear? You were doing nothing. The question is no, since when, please. I was trying to explain.
Yes.
You got the point? Again better.
I had been doing nothing since 12 p.m.
Points clear? When you say that I had been doing nothing since 12 p.m., so you are saying that before that you were doing so many things or any of the things. Clear? Yes. And whatever he was doing before 12, he had left each and everything as it was 12. He had left. We shall discuss it now under format number 11. What does he say?
He says that he had been doing nothing since 12 p.m.
Love you, my son. Mr. Jawad, Mr. Beautiful says that Mr. Genius says, Mr. Noonian says that, no, he's a lover of Nawaz Sharif. How lucky Nawaz Sharif is to have such a man. Really, his lover, the man of logic. I can't believe that a logical person, a man of logic, can be the follower of Nawaz Sharif. But I hope that he will review it, no? He will try to mend the ways of Nawaz Sharif, or he will try to mend his thought as far as this belief of love with Nawaz Sharif is concerned. See, please. For how long?
I had been doing nothing for 16 minutes.
Love you, my son. Again, better.
I had been doing nothing for 16 minutes.
Again, please.
He says that he had been doing nothing for 16 minutes.
You have the mobile? Yes, sir. Take out your mobile and you can know. My mother called me at 8 a.m. No, my father called me at 8:15 a.m. You can take idea from this one. You have the call log. The call log. Mr. Sumli called Mr. Shah at 12:53. Someone called him at 7:39. No, you know better that when Mr. Shani called you, at that time, what were you doing?
I was sitting.
Excellent. No, like that, when Mr. Hamad called you, at that time, what were you doing?
I was offering prayer.
You are worshipping Allah Almighty. You are reciting, the prayer, supplication. How to use it?
Yes.
It shall help you a lot, no?
Yes.
Who called you today?
My sister called me today.
What was the time of the call?
It was 10:15 a.m.
Okay, what does he say?
He says that his sister called him at 10:15.
Very good, beta. At that time, what were you doing?
I was parking the car.
Excellent. At that time, you were parking the car. Ji.
He says that he was parking the car at 10:15 a.m.
Excellent. Since when?
I had been parking the car since 10:14 a.m.
Excellent. No, you had been parking the car since 10:14 a.m. Since he returned, since he reached there, since his journey was over. Clear? Since he felt that there was no need of the further use of the car. The point is clear?
Yes.
Please.
He says that he had been parking the car since 10:14 a.m.
Very good, beta. For how long?
I had been parking the car for 2 minutes.
Excellent. Now, you had been parking the car for 2 minutes. Ji.
He says that he had been parking the car
For 2 minutes. At what time? At 10:15 a.m. Since when? Since 10:14 a.m. Thank you. Who contacted you today?
My brother contacted me today.
Excellent. Ji.
He says that his brother contacted him today.
Excellent. We shall replace that today with that day. We shall replace no this with that, these with those, today with that date, no yesterday with previous day. We shall discuss. But today you can say no issue, no? He says that his brother contacted him today. What was the time when he contacted you?
It was 9:15 minutes. It was 9:15.
He says that it was 9:15 a.m.
Okay. He says that it was 9:15 a.m.
when his brother contacted him.
Your brother called you at 9:15 a.m. At that time, what were you doing?
At that time, I was sleeping.
You were excellent. You were sleeping.
He says that he was sleeping at 9:15 a.m.
Excellent. Since when?
I have been sleeping since 1 a.m.
Since when?
He had been sleeping since
He had been sleeping since 1 a.m. How can we say that? Because he slept at 1 a.m. Because he reached the bedroom at 1 a.m. Because he closed his eyes for sleep at 1 a.m. Point is clear? How long had you been sleeping for?
I have been sleeping for 8 hours and 16 minutes.
No points clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Take your mobile. Name any person who called you today.
My brother called me today.
Your brother called you today. What was the time of the call?
My brother called me at 12 p.m.
Excellent. Your brother called you at 12 p.m.
She says that her brother called her at 12 p.m.
Excellent. No. At that time. I mean to say at 12 p.m. What were you doing?
I was making rice at that time.
Excellent. You were making rice at 12 p.m. Ji.
She says that she was making rice at 12 p.m.
Since when?
I had been making rice since 11:45 a.m.
Excellent, beta. It means that you started making rice at 11:45 a.m. today.
Yes.
Excellent. Please.
She says that she had been making rice since 11:45 a.m.
Excellent. No, for how long?
I had been making rice for 16 minutes.
Excellent. Please.
She had been making rice for 16 minutes.
Excellent. Thank you, beta. No, the concept is clear. Yes. That it's you to practice now with the help of your call log. Open it now and say no. Mr. Abdul Qudus Zahid called me at 1 p.m. At that time, I was having lunch. I started lunch at 12:45. It means that I had been having lunch. I had been having lunch now since 12:45. I can say that I had been having lunch for 16 minutes. Clear? This was our format number 500. So we discussed two formats today, format number 5 and format number 8. Format number 5, very simple. The moment you entered this room, at that time, I was talking to these two students, the students of MA English. Clear? I had been talking to these two students since 1:30 p.m. Since they arrived here, since they entered this room, I had been talking to these students for 46 minutes. For 46 minutes. How can we say that? That I started the talk at 1:30 and you entered at 2:15. Points clear? Any question? Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, inshallah.